In this lesson, we're going to look at how to say, I intend to. When you have an intention of doing something in the future, or you intended to do something in the past, or you have no intention of doing something. So we're looking at the concept of to intend. In Japanese, the key word is tsumori. Tsumori is intention. Tsumori. We add that to the plain form of the verb. To say positively, I intend to do something, remembering our strong verbs, remove the mas, and the last hiragana changes to the u row. And in our weak verbs, we simply take off mas and add ru. If you're unsure about changing Japanese verbs to the plain form, please make sure you review the plain form video. So once we have our verbs in the plain form, we just have to add tsumori desu to say I intend to do something. So for example, we might be asked the question, 来年, next year, 何をしますか? What will you do next year? 日本に行きます is a common expression. I'm going to Japan. I will go to Japan. If we want to change that to say I intend to go to Japan, we change the ikimasu to iku and add tsumori desu. 日本に行くつもりです. If we intend to work at the library, 図書館で働きます. 図書館 library で働きます to work. We change 働きます to the plain form 働く and add つもりです. I intend to work in the library. 図書館で働くつもりです. All we have to do is remember to put the verb in the plain form. ラップトップを買います to buy a laptop. ラップトップを買うつもりです. 大学で勉強します. I'm going to study at university. 大学で勉強するつもりです. Remembering that shimasu becomes suru in the plain form. If we're speaking in the past tense, we're usually saying I intended to do something, but something prevented it from happening. So, tsumori deshita, polite version, tsumori datta, plain version. So if you can imagine speaking to your teacher at school and you want to say to the teacher, I intended to study, but something prevented it. We'd start with the concept of studying in the plain form. 勉強するつもりでした. I intended to study. 勉強するつもりでした. が meaning however or but. 頭 is our head. が痛かった means our head ached or our head was hurting. 頭が痛かったです. I intended to study, but I had a headache. 勉強するつもりでしたが、頭が痛かったです. So using the past tense is usually when we're giving an explanation of why it didn't happen. 勉強するつもりでしたが、頭が痛かったです. でした polite, だった plain. Another example might be 昨日 yesterday, because we're talking about what happened in the past. 昨日メールする I planned to email. メールするつもりだった I had the intention of emailing. が but 時間 time がなかった。I had no time. 昨日メールするつもりだった。I intended to email yesterday. が but 時間がなかった。I didn't have the time. 新しいコンピューター A new computer を買うつもりだった。I intended on buying a new computer. が高すぎた。It was too expensive. 新しいコンピューターを買うつもりだったが高すぎた。I intended to buy a new computer, but it was too expensive. So using the past tense of having had an intention, we're usually adding the reason why it didn't happen. 新しいコンピューターを買うつもりだったが高すぎた。It was too expensive. If we put the verb into the plain negative and say ないつもりです, it's like saying I don't intend to, but that may change. If we use the plain form of the verb and add つもりはありません, it literally means I have no intention of, and is usually a lot stronger. With our strong verbs, remember to remove the mas, change to the at row and add nai. For our weak verbs, remove the mas and add nai if we're using the plain negative nai tsumori desu. For example, you might be talking to your teacher and you say, konban, osoku, late, made, until, osoku made, until late, ゲームをしないつもりです。今晩遅くまでゲームしないつもりです。今晩遅くまでゲームをしないつもりです。I don't intend on playing games till late this evening. It could change. We might end up doing that, but we didn't have the intention of it. You may hear somebody say, 結婚するつもりはありません. I have no intention of getting married. 結婚するつもりはありません. It's a strong version of I have no intention to. 来年大学に行くつもりはない. I have no intention of going to university next year. はない. Plain form of はありません. If you're trying to make a change in your eating habits and you want to say, I don't intend to eat any cake for a month, 1ヶ月 for 1 month, ケーキを食べないつもりです. We would use the ないつもりです because we know we are more likely to come across a birthday or a celebration and end up breaking our intention. So if your intention is not that strong, use the ないつもりです. If you are adamant, if you have a strong intention of never doing something, つもりはありません on the end of the plain form of the verb. つもりはありません. We can also put that negative into the past tense. つもりはありませんでした. つもりはなかった. 時間を無駄にするつもりはなかったが I didn't intend on wasting time, but 時間 meaning time, 無駄にする to waste, つもりはなかった I did not intend to waste time ga, but, and you can finish that sentence in any way you think. 時間を無駄にするつもりはなかったが、I didn't intend on wasting time, but 友達とチャットしました。I chatted with my friends. また、引っ越すつもりはありませんでした。I had not planned on moving again. I had not intended on moving again. That would be said if you had to move house when you hadn't intended on doing it again. お金を使うつもりはありませんでした。I did not have the intention of spending more money. I did not have the intention, but unfortunately I had to spend more money. That's the feeling of tsumori when we add the past tense.